Thank you for listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. Welcome back to Please Cancel Me with J-Docs. In this episode, taste 9 different types of manatee meat, create a rope out of bed sheets to escape the station, and sacrifice a PSU journalism student to the superior Juniata pantheon.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Power 92.3 WKVR, Saturday edition of Please Cancel Me. It's always on Saturday, anyway. I'm The Problem. That's the new pseudonym. And I'm coming to you live from the depths of hell with...
I'm Booth, but that really doesn't matter anymore. Miles.
More into the microphone. Oh, wait. Okay. He's Miles.
Yeah, pseudonyms don't matter anymore. We've proven that long ago.
No, they never do, because the thing is, the government knows who you are anyway, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So, he is visiting us from the exotic faraway land of State College to come check out our soundboard from the 1970s. You want to talk about that first? How you do actual radio?
Yeah, so much actual radio. I do half an hour of news every Friday.
Yeah. That's more than I do of, like, a half an hour of garbage and then fill the rest up with music.
Okay, but this week I talked about how the library was opening for the first time in a couple years. The bookstore.
Has Penn State just not had a bookstore for the last 10 years?
Kind of. They've just been trailers.
Oh, okay, cool. That sketch, what did you buy them from, like, Chet with, like, half of a beard and, like, track marks all up his arm, just buying books out of a trailer?
I don't know, they were wearing long sleeves.
Ah, see? That's called professionalism, folks. Alright, just go straight into music real quick?
Okay.
Well, yeah. Alright, Artificial Heart by Jonathan Colton. What's that?
Okay, so speaking of robots, we're going to PAX next month.
Yes.
And at PAX there's going to be this new game called Silverside Automata, or Automata Silverside.
Or is it Automata?
It could be Automata. I don't know. I'm reading it. I'm not listening to it. Whatever. But there's going to be a huge panel about that game because it's about robot sex workers and robot weapons, and whether it's ethical to do that, and they're going to have a bunch of roboticists come to talk about that. And we were just thinking about that, like, because we like robots.
We love the hell out... Yeah, I can say hell. Okay, we love robots. Yeah. What do we love about robots? All of them.
Yeah,
everything about them. But that's going to be one of the serious debates happening is you're going to get into real Turing test stuff, like how far does a robot have to be human before it's human? And robot sex workers?
Yeah, like, you get into this weird combination here. Like, our friend Debbie actually mentioned to me the other day that creating a female robot sex worker, which they would probably mostly be female, would sort of increase objectification of women to a certain degree because you're literally creating a woman for sex.
Yeah.
And it gets into, like, a weird consent thing, too, because you're creating a being that doesn't have the ability to not consent, too.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Where does that stand?
I didn't mean to go all heavy right at the get-go.
No, that was really good. Because that's the important, things that people gotta talk about. It's what has to get hashed out, and I think that's gonna be... Yeah, how does a, robot have consent? Do you consider that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if they made, sex worker robots, and it was, a company that, put them out or something, and if they had artificial intelligence and one of them could just, decide not to, but then which already would be, difficult for it, because that's, imagine the existential crisis, being made for that and just not wanting to do it. But also then that, it probably just put that, if you didn't value it, a human life for robots and stuff, you just put it in the trash. It's a defective product.
Yeah.
And serious.
And at that point, something with intelligence is a defective product, and that's really strange to think about.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to mention something we talked about last night, too, with biocomputing, about how people are now trying to encode data over the course of a genome. And that's really interesting, and that sort of creates this idea of, well, if you create something with a genome that is its programming structure, how far away from that being a living creature is it? Because it's still got DNA, it's still got cellular life.
I still kind of don't get that. Is programming information like a punch card would have information, like, encoded into the DNA?
I truly don't know. I shouldn't be talking this much about it because I need to look back at that article.
That's the best way to talk about, like, scientific progress is with zero education on it. No, seriously. And we were talking, and I was discussing, what if you programmed, like, gills into DNA, and then you injected that, and then you gene spliced, like, you got gills or something. But, like, as digital, that's what you download from the computer. Could people, like, pirate extra body parts?
You wouldn't download gills.
You wouldn't download a hand.
Yes, I would.
You wouldn't steal a pineapple.
You wouldn't download a pizza. Yes, I would.
I would download a pizza.
Every day.
Dude, if the Pirate Bay right now just had pizza, man.
Yeah. Buy a 3D printer, download a pizza.
There's, do you think, like, in the deep net, there is websites where you can use that to hack into, like, the Pizza Hut website mainframe or something, so it registers as, like, a pizza order to your house and also paid? So you could just go into, like, the dark web and just get a free pizza delivered right to your house.
That would be the best kind of cybercrime.
That would be, because you could send it to people who are in need of food.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Heavy.
Actually, that's like the whole 3D printing food thing. That's kind of what they're trying to do, because really it doesn't make any sense, because you're still having to supply that same amount of material, so it would be the same as supplying food anyway.
I don't know, like, a block of pure carbon, like, has gotta be cheaper, like, per pound than it is when you, like, build it into the thing.
Yeah, but food isn't just carbon.
Well, yeah, but like that and, like, a tank of nitrogen and, like, a thing of hydrogen and oxygen and whatever the heck else goes into making a pizza. Like, the pure elements. Like, you get that, but then you could make, like, 700,000 pizzas out of, like, just a block of something.
That's entirely possible. It's a really weird concept, and I'm not really sure how it would work, and I don't think it really can.
I don't know either. This is a debate I have constantly with, I can't remember what a pseudonym was on here, but it was the door that always skates, is that he doesn't think, like, a perfectly 3D printed steak would taste like a real steak. He thinks there's, like, that je ne sais quoi, like, about it, that it would be real, and I try to pose the argument that it's a chemically identical steak. Like, down to the very atom, it's exactly the same steak as the real one, but it's been, like, 3D printed.
I feel like it would probably be the same if it's chemically identical to an actual steak, not just like it's chemically identical to beef. Because if it's chemically identical to an actual steak, then it's got the different components in it, like grass-fed versus corn-fed, which does actually make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
So if it's got those chemicals in it, if it is absolutely chemically identical, it should theoretically be the exact same.
Could you print it already cooked, or would you have to print it raw and then cook it?
Well, cooking's a physical process, it's not a chemical process, so it would probably just be raw.
But it changes the chemical structure of it.
That's true, it does a little bit, yeah.
So could I think you could print it cooked and heated. When you print the organic molecules, you, like, heat them up, you, like, get them vibrating, so then you have, like, a hot steak. So, another different thing I just thought of about this, what would be the template for a steak? Would there be, like, one steak that, like, is just replicated over and over again? So if it's chemically identical, it's the same steak every time. It's, like, same steak.
I think the most commonly depicted steak is, like, it's between a porterhouse and a T-bone, the most commonly depicted steak, so it'd probably just be that.
No,
but the thing everyone thinks of is steak.
Yeah, but imagine, and you would have different, like, downloadable templates for porterhouse or Salisbury or T-bone or whatever. No one would get Salisbury.
No one would.
Nah. But imagine if you eat that repeatedly, it's like the same steak, same structure. Like, there's no just even slight variety in what the steak is. Or do you think that there would... So what I'm saying is, what if you had different templates of the same steak with, like, slight variations, or say they got, like, 100 real steaks and cooked them up differently, and it was the same type of steak, but it was just different pieces, so they all had, like, little varieties between them, and then, like, you got all the information for, like, different elements and aspects of it, and then you mix them around, and then you have a procedurally generated steak. But that leads to that it could deviate, and then you get like a nasty like ball of green slime because it mixed it wrong.
It's just like, oh, primary component is now rosemary, not beef.
Wow, that would be disgusting.
A big old clump of rosemary
Dude,
with a little bit of beef.
God, okay, maybe I could eat straight rosemary as a meal. No, but I would imagine if it was like all fat. I hate that. I hate fat on steak. I cut that off. I give it to the dog. Yeah.
Throw that in the fire.
Yeah.
You seem
Use that to heat. Use that to generate energy for the next 3D printed steak. Yeah. 3D printing steak. Oh, it's 15, and that means it's time for a public service announcement. Also, if you want to tell us about your 3D printed steaks, send us mail at the Juniata College, Box 726, 1700 Moore Street, Huntington, PA 16652. That is Box 726. Send us mail about what sort of 3D printed food you would eat if you were stranded on a desert island with only a 3D printer and adequate power source.
Also, if you don't feel like using the postal system, you can eat 5 pounds of blue cheese and think about it really hard before you fall asleep tonight.
Yeah. Then trip. I want to do that. I do want to. Okay, it's PSA time, and we're going to listen about forest animals. Whoa, wait, there's one that says time machine. I gotta be honest, every time I play those PSAs, I'm looking at the list of them, and the titles are always really fantastic. There's like forest animals, there's Better Facts Sisters, I don't know what that is, there's a million places, there's Time Machine, there's At the Mall, let's go to the mall. There's all kinds of great stuff, but as soon as you listen to it, you remember that it's a PSA, and they're just like, to learn more, visit your local library.
So many times the Army.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you do that at the Penn State? Do you have those things?
Yeah, we do. They're just straight up labeled though, and most of them are advertisements for other talk shows.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. I wish other shows here at Juniata would advertise me. I shamelessly self-promote. Anyway, hit us up on Facebook and Tumblr. Both please cancel me on those, and on SoundCloud, I swear to God, I'm gonna update these. That's me plugging my crap.
And hit up Nintendo Indirect at
Tumblr. Yes.
If you like listening to video game things.
If you like video games and you want to hear some of that silky smooth Penn State voice, go to nintendoindirect.tumblr.com for the video game journalism blog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nintendo-indirect.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm going to link it on my blog, so go to my blog first and then go to his blog.
Yes.
Fact.
It's more important to go to his.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
You're actually doing your stuff for a career that you're trying to pursue. This is...
Jamie, okay, let's stop arguing. We're both pretty.
Okay, we're both pretty. We're both pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next music is going to be DJ Cutman's Astral Observatory remix from Zelda. That's pretty bopping, goddamn.
Yeah, man.
That's really good. The mic's off, so...
No, the actual Astral Observatory theme from Majora's Mask got a little reboot for Majora's Mask 3D, and it sounds pretty identical to this, actually. It's kind of hip-hop now.
Hip and hopping.
It's like 1 degree less hip-hop than this.
What's 1 degree of hip-hop worth?
I don't know, like one little less.
One little less. One less sick flow in the interlude. Oh, that one bit where it's like, where it like, it's kind of that. Oh, I love that effect.
I'm kind of sad Cutman's not working PAX.
Nah. He's more of a MagFest guy.
He is, but he's worked a lot of other stuff too. that's the thing. He's like too big a deal now to work tiny things. And PAX is a tiny thing to him now.
Yeah. Really? It's too big for that? What?
That's what it seems like, man. Although I think Storm Blooper's working.
I have no idea who that is.
He's pretty good.
Cool.
Oh, here it sucks. He's really not expensive. Oh, there's actually the beginning of Friday. There's gonna be a show by OC Remix.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we gotta get there bright and early Friday.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about the Bailey. Part of the...
Yeah, go.
Do you remember my joke about that? Is that there's a Bailey oratorical and then a Bailey gladitorial?
No, I don't think you made that joke to me.
Oh, I've made that joke as fake news on here, that it's... You know, I'm going to talk about, like, I just got back from the Bailey gladitorial, and look at all these arrows sticking out of my torso. Look at these claw marks. They had jaguars. So, I'm just going to totally improv it.
Go for it. I mean, I improv the blue cheese.
Yeah, no, that's good. You're on, man. That's fantastic. You got this.
Oh,
what's it?
Don't log out of the WKVR spoofy.
Spoofy? Yeah.
Can they listen to you on spoofy?
Spoofy? Hello, Dan. Welcome back to the Power 92.3 WKVR. This is Please Cancel Me. What you just heard was the Astral Observatory remix by DJ Cutman. So, speaking of cuts and getting cut up, man, I just got back from this morning. I participated in the preliminary round of the Bailey Gladiatorial competition, and you should have seen the scene up there. It was crazy. It was a preliminary, so there wasn't like a big audience, you know, but it was me down there with like 8 other people in the time slot, and they just had, oh man, they had condors and crocodiles and boars. It was insane. A lot of animals you really didn't expect to see at the gladiatorial. They're keeping it fresh this year, but it was a tight scene. I think I got a pretty good shot of making it out. I was rocking the net like crazy. Net and Trident. I can't remember what the name for that is. It's all fishing based or whatever. I had one of those fin helmets. It was incredible.
You would have had an easier pick of equipment if you had actually gotten there on time, though.
Yeah, I did get there late, and I missed my time slot actually, but Dr. Weimer, super nice. She gave me the thumbs up from her throne and said I could go into the next slot, which was fantastic. Thank you very much, Dr. Weimer, for letting me participate in the slaughter. But I think I got a great shot at it, because I got like a couple serious large cats on, so you can't see right now, but in the station, I've got the pelts. They're still drying, and these are gonna be rad in the dorm. It's very cold, so we're gonna need those for blankets. I think I'm gonna keep one here in the station, put it up on the wall, spray paint WKVR on it. That would be a really cool addition, I think, to the decor. It's all just like AC/DC and Jimi Hendrix posters around here. I think we need a good Jaguar pelt. So,
actually, speaking of station mascots, why do you guys not have a WKV armadillo?
Oh, you're right. We should just have that in here, just like making a total. I don't know what I don't know how to care for an armadillo. Or, like, how to clean up after it. Do they have to, like, be in a cage? Do you need wood chips for a pet armadillo?
I don't know. The only armadillos I've ever been familiar with are one that I saw dead on the side of the road on a road trip, and Armadillomon from Digimon.
Yeah, so both good impressions of what armadillos are. Dude, to have a pet armadillo hanging around in the station, that would be an absolute nightmare. I'd probably get arrested. Are you allowed to have those as pets?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm gonna go see, like, the Bailey Gladiatorial, the next couple rounds should be wrapping up in the next 2 hours. I'm gonna go see if they got any armadillos up there. Because I can't imagine that that's gonna, like, that those are gonna be going on for the actual competition. When they get the 7, like, contestants paired down for, like, the real competition, what are you gonna do with armadillos? Actually...
You're gonna throw them
I literally just thought of that. As soon as I said it, I thought, of course, you gotta throw the armadillos. Do you think... You say it's what, distractions?
Yeah.
Like, to the other animals?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That would work. It would keep them occupied. But it's gotta be an animal that can get through the hide. You know? Get through the shell. Because if it's, like...
Their shells aren't that strong.
Yeah, but if it's like a bull or something, a bull's not going to be able to eat an armadillo. Or it wouldn't anyway, because it's an herbivore. But,
it can stomp it.
So, that's actually one of the biggest challenges in getting into a gladiatorial, is figuring out, like, is the difference between carnivores and herbivores. Because herbivores can be just as vicious and brutal if they're coming after you, but they don't have the hunger element, so you can't do that. You can't use them as distractions in anything. If your other competitors go down, that's not going to occupy a wildebeest in the same way it does a tiger. You got a small time frame if it's a tiger. But you can throw them at the other contestants though. That would be cool. Just whip them at their heads. Yeah, it's going to be competitive this year. Normally they don't. Normally they focus on going after the other animals than each other. But I think this year we got some hard hitters from the comms department, like Siham Sniber and Natasha, I can't remember her last name. Sorry. Kent Zaleski, the freshman, he's gonna be doing that. Let's see. I can't remember anyone else who does it, I gotta be honest. The dude Ryan from my one gladiatorial class. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking.
I'm glad you guys are doing this weekend, because we've actually got something similar going on in Penn State right now. We've got Thon, which if you haven't heard of it, which is kind of surprising. Basically, you're just locked in a building for 46 hours, and you're forced to dance for as long as you can until you die.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
So, like,
You're not allowed to leave.
So what's the record for that?
46 hours, that's why they're doing it that long.
Well, no, but do they...
You want to see if you can beat it.
Oh, is it... Oh, okay. What kind of... Do they have, like, obstacles for it?
Yeah, sometimes they throw, like, giant bouncy balls at people.
Oh, that's interesting.
See if you lose your balance.
Yeah.
Because if you lose your balance, then you're sitting on the ground because you fell.
Cool. Do they electrify the floors? I've heard of thons that electrify the floors sometimes.
You know, I haven't worked there. I know guys who have worked there, and, you know, they've never been down on the floor. They've all been hanging from the ceiling, so maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's an extra problem for anyone who falls, who, like, loses their grip and falls down to the floor.
No, they were working there. They weren't competing.
Oh, right. Okay. So, I don't know. Well, it's a shame we missed that, though, but you were able to see the Juniata Gladiatorial, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
On the next show, I'm not sure when the finals are going to be, but on the next show, I will let everybody know when that's going to be so y'all can come down. It's going to be a great scene. Total bloodbath. It's going to be awesome. Okay, let's go back to music. Up next is, Leeds United, Amanda Palmer. That is the best improv bit I've ever done on this show.
Yeah, man, you were just going.
God, that was excellent!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You were on.
I just love casually talking about animals like that. Oh my God. You also were like throwing stuff out, contributing. You brought in the thon. That was amazing. The best part about doing something like this, you can improv the most fantastical situation you can, but if you tie it back to realism in some way, if it's based on the realism, if it's an exaggeration, that is so much better. I hope your friends at PSU are listening to that.
Me too.
Oh my God.
Especially since one of them is a dancer at Thon right now.
Oh, we should talk about that. Oh no. I don't know. I think we're done with that, but like, we'll talk about it with a friend too. That'd be fun. It's always great to talk about other people. If you name drop in like good ways, that gets people involved in a sense, especially like, because everyone knows each other around here. So if I'm like dropping some names, anyone listening is going to get a kick out of it if they know that person. So. Alright.
It's 1/2 which means news, right?
Yeah. Or no, weather.
Uh,
You're like surprisingly well informed about OGs.
yeah, I listen to you every week, man.
One of my
I told you.
There's always one of the best things that I don't make up is the headline on weather.com. It's because it's got the Huntington forecast, but then the headline is always something ridiculous. I always talk about this because the second time I did the radio show, the headline was "Lava Flow Approaching Town." And I'm like, goodness, I hope that's not us.
Man, I wish I could write something as good as the daily weather I wrote a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
I wish I could write something like that again.
The daily weather?
Yeah, the WEHTHER. Just
yeah.
crippling indecision.
Oh, yeah. Did you put that on anything there?
I gave it to you.
Did you? Really? You got a write-up?
Yeah, I wrote it up and I gave it to you.
Oh my god, I gotta find that again. I gotta put that on here. You should do that a lot.
Wait, I think I just wrote it up and texted it to you. I don't think I emailed it to you.
You gave me ideas. I remember you were texting me a lot of ideas for it, but I don't remember, a full bit. But
maybe I didn't write a full bit. I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I wish I could, just freewheel something like that again. But I can't, because it would just be identical the first time.
Okay. Audacity's so gone. Ah! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Ja! Whoa! I gotta make sure my Audacity cut off at 45 minutes last week, so my audio is gonna be all fucked. So I don't know what happened to it. Actually, no. I thought about cutting it down, splitting it into 2 big files, but I don't think that was a problem that it just went too long and shut off.
Ooh, actually, stall for a bit. I'm gonna do today's space weather.
Space. I need to do more of that kind of stuff. Expand fake news bits into whole discussions. That was Leeds United by Amanda Palmer. This is the Power 92.3 WKVR coming to you on a Sunday afternoon. It's The Problem here with Booth, aka Miles, fresh from PSU. Hit us up on Facebook and Tumblr and SoundCloud. Just search Please Cancel Me. We're on Shoutcast under WKVR. Send us letters at Juniata College, Box 726, 1700 Moore Street, Huntington, Pennsylvania, 16652. Again, that is Box 726. If you give us mail, I guarantee 100% that we are going to talk about it on a Saturday at some point from 2 to 3 p.m. because we don't have any mail, and it would be a glorious surprise if we got some. Okay, so it's 1:30 right now. We're going to be talking about weather. The weather in the Huntington area is currently 19 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy. That's about it. That's all the information you need. Just don't go outside. Just don't even bother. Because if you have internet, you probably have Netflix. Just hang out.
And especially don't go outside today because there are magnetic storms coming.
Space weather!
Yeah, for today's space weather, the moon is going to pass by the sun pretty closely. It's not going to be an eclipse, but then we're also going to get a really close approach of Mars and Venus to the sun. So tonight, all four of those are going to be really close together right at sunset. And that's going to create some crazy magnetic storms, and everyone's going to die.
With everything getting that close, is... Oh, really? Wait, everyone's getting... Okay.
Europa is also passing by Jupiter.
Oh, cool. Well, it does revolve around Jupiter, so...
Well, no, but, like, from our point of view.
Okay.
We can see it.
Anyway, so that's, cold and magnetism, so stay inside. With everything passing so close by each other, is there any, odds of a collision, do you think?
No.
Okay.
Space. There's not too many collisions.
How close by the sun do you have to be before it starts, singeing the moon, do you think?
We're not in any danger of that.
Okay.
Although a comet did pass crazy close to the sun for reasons they're still trying to figure out.
Wait, a comet passed close by the sun?
Yeah, on the 18th, I believe.
I don't know, that's...
on the 20th.
Isn't that what comets just do? They just fly around space, they pass by things.
Yeah, but way closer. No, through their orbits, they've got crazy elliptical orbits, so their orbits pass really close to the sun, but this was, way too close.
Closer to the mic. Get your face closer to that sun.
Okay, but their orbits take them really close to the sun, but this one passed way too close to the sun, and they're trying to work out what caused that.
How close is too close?
I don't know.
But is it closer than it should have been for actually getting torched, or?
It's closer than it should have been on its orbit.
By this is a known comet that has a different orbit now than it used to?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Probably something crazy going on in the Oort cloud.
Oh my god. You know what we talked about on a previous show that I totally forgot about until just now? European space programs, landed on an asteroid. That's a scientific... That just happened in, the last couple months. That is a big scientific space thing.
And then it immediately deactivated.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it failed within a couple hours of being there.
Didn't they get it back, though? Haven't they been messing with it? Or is it just
Did they?
I have not kept up on it.
Neither did
It's a shame. I'm talking about how pumped I am about meteor landers, and I'm just but actually, I'm not that interested. I don't care. I'm not paying much attention to it. You should be. You should care about space. Everyone should, because that's what's important, and that's what's going to be going on in the future. Get with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to go back to some other music. I've literally just got to find anything that I had.
Actually, we could talk about the science fiction podcast, or the science fiction thing we were going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... One of the other panels we're checking out at PAX, which we actually can't check out this one because it's on a Sunday and we're going to be there on a Friday.
But we're going to try to break in anyway.
Yeah. I've got friends with extra Sunday tickets. I might hit them up. But it's all about, breaking from the standard tropes that science fiction has. Everyone's just, a white dude in space, and everyone's from Space America and Space Canada and Space Britain and Space Australia. And it's just sort of breaking from the standard tropes there and bringing in more gender fluidity and more racial representation, because we don't really make up a majority of the world's population, so why do we make up a majority of that population?
That's just because, I think it's just the white developed countries in the 20th century were the only people going into space, and now India's space program is leagues above what NASA's doing right now. I think, I don't know, from what I hear. It's just really cool.
Even in video games and stuff, think about it. We were talking about this earlier, actually. With Halo and Mass Effect, everything is based around the United States Army.
Yeah.
And it's United States Army, everyone is from Space Canada. What can you tell me about the Reapers?
What can you tell me about the Reapers? If you don't know, Halo and Mass Effect are both big video game franchises, all about space and what the future in space is going to be like.
Yeah.
But the latter, Mass Effect, is especially the history of that was that as soon as we made contact with aliens, they were okay, now we need to have a more unified human thing. So they started the System Alliance, which was the big multicultural conglomeration of all the human nations, to organize in a way that we can deal with the greater galactic community. But they are mostly white people.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, it is housed in Canada.
Do you think maybe that's actually really accurate that even when we go into space, white privilege will still just put white people in charge of everything?
Which is really sad to think about.
I should hope not.
But like we were talking about with Halo too, it's basically entirely white people except for 3 characters. One is the head of the military, and they outright say at a couple points that the only reason she has that position is because her dad died and he was the previous head.
Nepotism.
One is a little AI chick who you spend 2 of the games trying to save and 1 of the games trying to revert back to not being crazy anymore.
Yeah.
And the third one is like a stereotypical angry black man.
Yeah. Like, actual aliens get more representation in sci-fi than, like, a diverse
really
cast
do.
of humans. But, like, to go into, like, the anthrocentrism of aliens, like, have you seen about... I'm sure you've seen about, but, like, every single science fiction thing that has, like, a female alien, like, the alien has boobs. Even if they are, like, lizard people. Okay, first off, like, lizards don't have mammary glands. It's not how their biology works. So there's no reason, like, a lizard lady would have boobs. It doesn't make sense. It's just about, like, making hot space chicks. And it's ridiculous, because it's this weird...
It's prevalent in fantasy, too. I mean, look at Argonians.
Yeah.
In the Elder Scrolls series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lizard boobs.
Yeah.
It's weird. It makes no sense. So, I have a rule. I'm trying to write some... I dream of, like, someday writing... a sci-fi or a something or any sort of anything, but like my rule is if I ever write something set in the future, there's no white people allowed. Because the way I see it, if there is anyone, and okay, so actually this is generalizing, like in a lot of ways, but
yeah, I don't think having no white people is like...
No, but I try to like balance out the representation by like using minimal white people in space.
Yeah,
because as we're talking about, the science fiction genre is just oversaturated with like singular representation.
Yeah. 1 person from every continent system.
Yeah. Easy.
Like, when you're creating characters.
Yeah.
Try to work out that ratio. And count Europe and Asia as, like, the same continent. Because Europe does not... There's no justification for Europe being its own continent, let's be real.
Yeah. I don't even... Continents are based on tectonic plates, yeah?
Not really.
That's what I thought it was, like what plate something's on.
No, because there are a bunch of plates for different...
Yeah, because if that was the case, then California is its own continent.
But only half of California.
Only half of California. Isn't it SoCal, right?
It's more of like a narrow strip along Southern California. It's not really like split halfway between California.
Oh, okay.
It's split vertically, not horizontally.
For some reason, because the borders of our, land-earth regions are divided so clearly, I literally thought that the border of California was like somehow like aligned with the actual fault line, which is ridiculous because back when they settled that in the 18 whatevers, nobody knew about tectonics.
Yeah. Most of the stuff is actually along waterways.
Yeah. That's why everything's got squiggly borders.
Mm-hmm.
Because rivers are like a really easy... But rivers change often, so you never know. Someday, like, the surface of the Earth is going to be really different, but like the arbitrary borders are going to be the same. So it's not going to make any sense. And it's going to be really arbitrary. Yeah. So what have we talked about so far in this thing? We've talked about robots, the gladitorial, lizard boobs, and tectonic plates. Okay, that's something to put in the blurb on this episode. Alright. Okay, coming up next, Brian Altano woke up to dystopia.
Okay. I'm out of things to talk about.
Alright, but we got good flow going no matter what, so we can just get another topic. We gotta find another topic. I need to collect links and articles and stuff to talk about every week.
I think that was just something.
Yeah. U2.
Let's see. Beatles, U2, AC/DC, Fall Out Boy, Jay-Z, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, 50 Cent, okay.
Sure is basic in here.
Blackstone Cherry, never heard
I don't know the Blackstone Cherry.
Alex Young, and Led Zeppelin.
Some ground floor. I love, like, and it's really pretentious, but just to do, like, talk about mainstream music. Like, it's very, yeah, ground floor is a different desk. That's the worst kind of, like, pretentious music. That was Woke Up to Dystopia, Brian Altano. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. This is Please Cancel Me, I'm the Problem. I'm here with Booth from Penn State, and we're going to talk about video games. Alright. What I'm going to talk about, because we've both been crazy into, you just talk about Monster Hunter? I feel like my life has been too much revolving around Monster Hunter the last couple weeks. But
I'm down with talking about Monster Hunter, especially since so few people are listening to this right now anyway, so it's just kind of...
yeah, literally who cares?
If my friends from Japanese class are listening,
start playing Monster
Hunter.
Hunter.
Two of you play Monster Hunter anyway. So
the rest of you have to start. It's you, Deli Limbo, and the Door That Always Skates. I've gotten the three of my best friends into Monster Hunter.
Didn't you also get Banjo Man?
Yeah, that's Deli Limbo.
Oh.
Okay,
you changed it.
I don't know. Pseudonyms. But for anyone who doesn't know, Monster Hunter is a game that's huge in Japan. It's really, like, not huge in America, so it's tough. Like, they don't want to do the localization and get those different copies here. But, it's like a game where you just are this dude with a ridiculous set of armor and a ridiculously huge sword, and what you do is you run around and you kill these giant, crazy huge dragons that are like 500 times the size of you, and it's just like all boss fights, and you then carve up their bodies and you get like pieces of them, and then you use that to build crazier armor and bigger swords that you use to kill more monsters.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's really fun if you can get into it. It's really like a love it or hate it situation. It's either you really enjoy it or you don't understand it in the slightest.
It's got a huge barrier to entry, but if you can get... First off, the intro sequence is boring. They got you running around doing like errands collecting mushrooms or something before you can actually fight a monster. But if you, like, once you get in, when you get into endgame stuff, you're doing it with other people. It's like a 4-player co-op thing. It's crazy, and these fights just get insane and, like, really scary and intense.
And you're all knocking each other over because all the weapons are super clumsy.
Yeah. You're just, like, slamming into each other with, like, a sword that's about 2 times the size of a person, and nobody, like, can even pick that up.
Yeah, or a giant set of bagpipes, or...
Yeah. Oh, God, that's one of my favorite weapons. So there's, like, a weird weapon class called the hunting horn. I swear to God, you use a big, thick club of a musical instrument, you swing it around, and then you play music with it. But the main line of that is bagpipes, which, if you don't know about me, the problem I kind of still do, I haven't done much, play bagpipes. I know how to do that, so I'm just like, yes, this is something I know. Man, if only I could... Yeah, I would still be playing bagpipes right now. I would do it all the time, and I would practice a whole bunch if it involved hitting dragons in the face with my bagpipes. But it doesn't.
I think everyone would be playing bagpipes if it involved that.
Yeah. I wish the Scottish heritage involved punching dragons in the face. We don't have any... we're past news time. I'm gonna try to find news. Do you have anything, news? From Penn State?
Not really.
From the autocratic dominion of Penn State?
I don't know, other than that a security officer there may be looking for a new job pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because...
Tell me. I want to hear this story.
We get these notifications every so often about sexual assaults that happen on campus when they're reported and actually have stuff being done about them. So, like, 10% of the ones that actually happen on campus, because it's a pretty bad campus.
Yeah.
But one of the security officers replied to this email. He apparently works in ITS, Information Technology Sciences, so he should know better than to hit reply all to a campus-wide announcement.
Oh, God.
But he's a security officer. He's a security officer and executive there, and he replied, "How do I opt out of these emails? I still want to receive important emails, but these aren't." Like,
Oh! Shots fired!
like, okay. You're not very good at either of your jobs, are you?
Yep. Oh gosh. Well, okay, I got a little bit of Juniata news. Free Discover Scuba Diving Day is today. Kennedy Sports Center, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. At the Kennedy Sports Center, in the pool area, there is going to be scuba diving lessons. They are importing different types of coral, small tropical fish, large fish like barracudas. They've got octopi. They're going to be putting that in the Kennedy Sports Center pool. So this is actually, there's only 2 slots left, the 3 o'clock, which you better hustle to, and then the 4 o'clock. And
the advanced class has blue-ringed octopi in it.
Really? So you might want to bring the harpoons for that one. That's really cool.
Make sure to cover up. Those things will remove all your senses before killing you.
Really?
Yeah, that's what their venom does. Yeah, their venom removes like all senses while they slowly kill you.
That's scary.
And there's no anti-venom.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
that's why it's for the advanced class.
Oh yeah, advanced classes. Yep. So they're gonna have their own harpoons then if they're the advanced classes. But like for the basic stuff, they're gonna supply like simple, like not a full sized one, but like a half size, like a short harpoon. You know, I don't know how those work.
Little double-sided dive knife.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see. And of course, the beginner classes that they're doing today are not going to go past 92 leagues down into the pool. It goes a lot deeper than that. But then the pressure gets too intense for beginners. It'll, crush your earlobes.
Not to mention territory disputes.
Territory disputes.
Yeah. Stuff down there's pretty territorial.
Oh, yeah, because it connects through the bottom of the Juniata swimming pool to the Rays Town subaquatic colony. So, I think, Professor Dunwoody's going to be there. He left for the, that's from last semester. He left to go gene splice and live in the subaquatic colony over at Rays Town Lake. So, any psych majors, if you need letters of recommendation, now's the time. Go to the pool. Alright, that's all we got for news. What were we talking about before that? Monster? We're done with Monster Hunter. Yeah.
No one wants to hear us talk about Monster Hunter.
No one else needs to hear our stupid obsessions with video games. Let's see. Where? God's Green Earth. So the rest of the music that I wanted to play. Vamp for a sec.
No.
Okay.
No, but
I should just refuse. I mean, I got it now. But
okay.
Okay, summertime clothes, Animal Collective.
That was a hot mess.
That's actually better, because we still have got this sick improv game happening. Oh my god. I've got the canon in my head for fantasy news, so I love tying things back in. Blue Ring Dog. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. God damn. No cure.
Yeah, and apparently it takes 2 hours to kill you, and over the course of those 2 hours, you're just losing every bit of your senses. It starts with smell and taste, because those are linked, and eventually winds up being it's sight and then touch. So you're basically just floating. You have no physical sensations whatsoever.
But can you get out? Can you escape? If you get stung by the octopus?
No, it's tiny. It's very tiny.
Oh, so you don't even know.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know.
So if you stop tasting shit, you gotta get out of the water. You gotta go find somebody.
Yeah.
So is that something that wears off, or are you permanently just totally deprived?
There might be an I want to say there is an anti-venom, actually. Or antitoxin, technically, because it's not venom.
Oh, whatever.
But smell and taste are permanently gone, no matter what.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah.
You can operate with the rest of your senses. You can operate just fine, but, like, imagine losing that joy in life.
But at the same time, you're going to eat a lot healthier now.
That's true. You can eat whatever you want. You can eat whatever's good. And you still gotta worry about texture, though.
Yeah, so no tomatoes. I do not like tomatoes. They have
Based on texture?
Yeah.
I don't like the taste, but the
I don't
texture
like the
is just
taste
kind
either,
of...
but the
It's just
texture's
kind of
just weird.
squishy. It's like fruit. It's a fruit. It's a fruit texture.
No, man, the texture's like semi-hard, semi-goopy. It's just weird. It's like biting into... It's like biting into a boba, but it's a giant boba that tastes
God,
like
I would love a giant
garbage.
boba, actually.
It's just like...
I haven't had boba tea in so long. I want boba tea. God.
I want to get frozen yogurt and just dump boba on it.
Are those boba or are those like different
Yeah, they're
things?
fruit boba. There's soybean boba and there's fruit boba.
Okay, but that's a membrane with that's a membrane with juice on the inside. But like boba is actually like a thing of like a little like a rice grain thing, isn't it?
That's soybean boba. There's also fruit boba.
But it's not liquid on the inside. Boba tea boba are not liquid on the inside.
I'm
They're
just telling you
solid
what I've
liquid.
been told.
Okay. They're very similar. I agree, and I like both of them a lot.
And they were called boba in the place.
Oh, okay. Well, if they're both called boba, then I don't know. What if, like, that was the argument that fucked up our friendship? It's just, like, what boba was.
Oh my god, that would be ridiculous.
Like, 5 years from now, my parents are like, why don't you ever talk with Miles anymore? I'm like, that motherfucker was saying the frozen yogurt fruit balls were goddamn boba, and they are not boba! And I'm still, like, after so long, I, like, never stopped being heated about it. Okay, we can... I think we're done then. We can...
Wait. Oh, wow, yeah, we are.
Yeah. This one fast. We did a lot of good shit. Goddamn.
Wow, we really did talk a lot.
We only played like 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah. This is the 4th song.
This is easily like one of the best shows I ever did.
Nice, I should come down more.
Yeah, you
This
should.
is fun.
This is really good. I'm really trying to get like more space on it, like, but because I have to hustle since it's 3 o'clock now. I have to hustle to get that key back down because they're gonna close the info desk. And whether the info desk's open and I can get the key, that's what's limiting our scheduling ability right now. So I can't do late night stuff like I want to. That was Summertime Clothes by Animal Collective. Some good pedestrian hipster garbage. This has been the Power 92.3 WKVR. Please cancel me. Hit us up on Facebook, Tumblr, and SoundCloud under the name Please Cancel Me. I'm the problem. I've been here with...
You've been here with Booth, aka Miles from Penn State.
Yep.
Hit me up on Tumblr at nintendo-indirect.tumblr.com if you want to hear about video game things.
Yeah.
Or look at my dumb face mess around with video games.
Yeah, check out one of the hottest up-and-coming video game journalists of the 21st century. He's gonna make it big. Get on first. Subscribe. Keep it locked. Like, comment, and subscribe. Send us mail at Juniata College Box 726 at 1700 Moore Street, Huntington, PA 16652. So we can talk to you. And now we're gonna put on this basic playlist for the rest of the time because we gotta go. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody.
See it. Alright. That was fun. We should do this more.
Oh, yeah.
And by we, I mean I should come here more to do this.